faculty. Fair salaries for all faculty. Fair salaries for all faculty. Fair salaries for all faculty.
No cuts. The classes think of something like this. And look at the money being squandered on these outside.
Folks, we're supportive of what people are doing here, and that's what we're doing. We want to thank folks for coming out today to support the negotiating team. We really, the cuts that have been proposed, that they talked about last week, a couple of weeks ago, the paper they gave us, which was to cut 26%, which was over the next 6 years. And that proposal is ridiculous. Absolutely. It is ridiculous. It would, they also are saying it's ridiculous in the sense of they expect the same number of students to be here at the school, even though they've cut classes 26%. Duh? That makes no sense at all. Their assumptions are just completely off. What kind of school do we need? What kind of school does this city need? What kind of services and the people that this proposal they put forward doesn't do anything for those people. They're basically using these cuts as scare tactics to try to not only downsize the college, but keep downsizing our wages. Because what it will mean is that a lot of people who are full-timers, part-timers, would end up losing their job over this. And so it's pretty outrageous that they're making these kind of proposals. So we don't want any 26% cut. These proposals are outrageous, and they're using it as a way to throw it here at the table and to try to keep our wages down. And meanwhile, when they talk to the rest of the community, they say, well, maybe there won't be 26. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe they'll be better. Maybe life will be better out there. But when they come here, this is the stuff they say, and this is the stuff that they put in their proposal, and this is the stuff that they put down on paper, and it's got to stop. We need to get a fair contract. They need to be serious about what's going on, and we got to not have a downsized college, because that's not what this community needs. That's not what this college needs, and we need to move forward together on that. So I want to thank you for coming out and protesting what we serve every single day to everybody. So anyway, we're going to go in now. We're already a few minutes late for the start of negotiations. So people can do what they want out here. We're going to go inside and continue to see what happened. And we certainly, later on, we don't know exactly when it'll end, but we could we're going to give a report out like we do every week.
So you think they're negotiating in good faith?
I would say that they have been doing surface bargaining, and that they're not giving us the information we need to have a fair, to have a counter proposal to what they've said. And I don't think that has been a good faith.
Are you going to set a strike deadline?
Well, not today. Not for the camera here. The members would vote on that. Okay.
My name's Pamela Kamatani. We've gotten multiple pay cuts over the last several years. We're getting paid way less than SF Unified, and the administration continues to squirrel away money and give themselves raises.
What are they squirreling away money for?
For reserves. We have something like 3 times more than what's required of us by the state of California. And they have the money, but they won't give us any kind of raise. So.
My name is Lisa Gutierrez Guzman, and I'm a member of United Educators of San Francisco, and I take 3 classes here at City College, and I've taken classes before when I was on sabbatical leave, and I just really feel that it's important that other union labor brothers and sisters support AFT 2121 in their fight, because it's crazy the kind of things that they have to go through. And it affects the education of the students that come here as well. My main thing is it's going to affect the education of the people that go here. I take a labor course class, and that's one of the areas that initially was gutted. Set to be gutted, and and certainly we know the attack on the ethnic studies programs as well. So anything that they don't think is the mainstream, they want to try to get rid of, and that's crazy. We need Where's the concept of public education?
My name's Jennifer, and I'm in the ESL department, and I'm here to show my support for my students and how important it is for me and my fellow faculty members to receive a fair wage. We've been taking cuts, and our salaries are lower than our 2007 salaries. And I want to make sure that our salaries are restored, and our lost step, we're on a salary scale, our step was taken away, which affects your salary for life. We want that to be restored, and we want to make sure that classes and services are not cut. Our students need us, our part-time teachers need their hours, and we can't afford to lose anybody. We should be growing enrollment, not cutting back.
And so who is this new management that's doing all these cuts?
I don't want to finger point, because I just keep hearing from our union the status of what's being offered to us in bargaining, and so I don't know who's behind what, but
Who's behind the cuts? I mean, how is it affecting students? How are students affected by the cutbacks in the professors?
I mean, my classes are full. I teach a non-credit, and we receive students every day of the semester. And I receive new students this week. We should be focusing on enrollment and finding new students and new people to support, to bring in, to move through our programs, to move from credit to non-credit and to our different certificate programs. We shouldn't be cutting back our school. I mean, San Francisco and San Franciscans rely on us. And this isn't where we should be. The accreditation problem is going to be behind us soon, and we should be focused on growing that enrollment back to pre-ACCJC numbers. That's what we should be doing, not cutting back and not sending the message to San Francisco that we need to downsize. We don't. We need to resize, get us back to where we were before the accreditation attack. That's what we need.
They just want to screw faculty. They want all the money for themselves, and they don't want any money for faculty or for students. And they want to downsize the college. That's all there is to it. But they are just trying to, it seems like they are trying to destroy the college, because the cuts that they are proposing is just unconscionable. Where are these students going to go? 20%, and they say they don't have any money, and treating the faculty the way they are treating
How are they
us.
treating the faculty?
Well, they are not negotiating in good faith. They are dragging their feet at every negotiation. Oh, they don't have any money. Oh, they forgot the money. Oh, the 60 million up here. Oh, we didn't know what 60 million. These people are getting paid how much? Oh, and this morning we had Chancellor Lam at the downtown campus. She said that the cuts aren't going to affect non-credit ESL. And in our meetings, I said this is not true. Every meeting I go, they say they are going to cut non-credit DSL, and they are cutting next semester. And well, that's not what I know. The people are not telling the truth or something like that. And then I said, well, and then my coordinator said, well, yes, I've been told to cut. Oh, I don't know this and blah, blah, blah. She doesn't know. Somebody's lying here. And I don't like that, the kind of dishonesty from my leadership. So
they're playing games.
They're playing games and dragging their feet not to give faculty the salary they deserve. We gave our 7%. They have 12 million or they have 13 million. Where is that money? They have it in the reserves. I mean, when faculty are not making even the minimum here, they cover in the reserves. This is unconscionable. They are hoarding the money, and then they say we don't have any money. And they've been doing, and we have no contract. We have no contract.
Personally speaking, we need to be figuring out when we're going to go on strike. We need to have that deadline sooner rather than later, before faculty start kind of getting tired or closer to finals. People's energies lower, right? Right now we're reaching a point where more faculty are willing to speak out, so we need to capitalize on that. Because faculty are ready to get mobilized, or ready to mobilize. So let's, as a union, as fellow faculty, should come together as much as we can to flex our muscle. Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit much, huh?
What do they have to do?
Don't cut it down, right? Yeah, cut me down, make me look good. Apparently, as far as I know, I learned this through a union meeting myself. We can file an unfair labor practice. And what was explained to me is that at that point we can go on strike anytime we want. Thank you. So that's one option. Another option is mediation. And that's a whole other process. But that's essentially trying to, point of impasse. You bring in a mediator, and mediator tries to come up with some proposal. If that's rejected by one or both sides, then we can legally strike at that point. Whichever way is quicker, I'm not sure. It's PERB that regulates the labor process, so that's very backed up. The mediation can be a very risky thing too.
But you can go file an unfair
if we
labor
file an
practice,
unfair labor
then you can
practice,
start to go on.
yeah, we can go on strike, and that'd probably be
And
quicker.
It sounds like the president was saying that they're not really bargaining. The surf is
Yeah,
bargaining.
and
So
that's
isn't
been
that
the message for
basis
some
to file
time. Yeah, I
unfair
think
labor
so. I
practice?
mean, we've done it before. We did it last contract negotiation rounds, the last 2 years ago, when this was a similar process was happening. We have different personnel here, different chancellor, for example, other administrators since that time period, but they seem to be following the same pattern, MO. They're business-minded people who come in here with that mentality, and they want to cut, and what they think is excess fat, and which in real terms means programs that students need in classes, and they also are trying to weaken the union and go after faculty. It's part of that business corporate mindset as far as I'm concerned. So, and that's not changing. So I don't care if there's new people here. They're doing that, following that same agenda or implementing it. They should be clear, really, that's what they're doing, these same folks. We need to stand up.
I work at City College San Francisco. My name is Pablo Rodriguez, and I am the chair of the part-timers committee. Here in San Francisco, there are about close to 900 part-timers and about 568 full-timers. Those are the numbers at the moment. And as your question goes, we are here because this is another round of negotiations that is taking place between the district and faculty. Our union is representing us, and today is another session, and we are here to support our faculty who could not be here and support the round of negotiations, and at the same time make a couple of points that have just taken place in the last, we will say, 48 hours, in which the district has announced massive layoffs. They are talking about close to 400 faculty that will be laid off, and more than 100 sections. They're talking about, in terms of percentage-wise, it's about 25% of all the sections cut at City College San Francisco, which, by the way, is a community college, belongs to the community, belongs to the people. And now here we are with these administrators who are coming from somewhere else, from Texas to Minnesota to New York, some other places, and they come and shut down the doors for our students who actually have nowhere to go. This is their only place, and that's why, as you can see, negotiations in a few minutes are going to be taking place, and here we are to tell the administration, look, you cannot do that.
What does privatization have to do with what's going on here?
That's
You think
it.
they're selling off the campuses?
Well, there are some conversations that have been taking place, of course, under the table, and we know now between the Googles and Yahoos of the city, because they are looking at some of our buildings. You see, so now what we are talking about is that the shrinking. That's the word, right? The administration is using the word, well, we're too big. So we're too big, so we're going to shrink. Oh, so you're going to shrink, and what happened with our students? What happened with our students who want education? So back to your question, this is basically what it is. I mean, some of these people here, too, are behind the Lumina Foundation, their agenda. And we, some rumors too that are now becoming more evident is that there are a couple of buildings that Google has already talked to some people about leasing, right? Quote unquote, and they want those buildings. So of course, what are we gonna do with the students? Well, you're gonna have to push them away. It's very unfortunate that the education issue right now, privatizing public education, is not just San Francisco. It's, as we know, it's across America. And across America, the fight has to go on. So here in San Francisco, what we're trying to do is doing our part. And as you mentioned too, San Francisco State University, and there are so many other some other institutions. But here at City College, we are going to fight. We are fighting privatization, and we do have the support of most of our faculty. We just got a vote regarding a strike vote, which was close to 98% of public support. So we are ready. We are leading the example here. We are leading the example to others to follow, because we will stop this downsizing business. that they have here. You know, we say that had nothing to do with public education. Should not have nothing to do with public education because public education is for the public. That's why we pay taxes, and we live in the richest city in the United States of America. Therefore, talking about closing city college or downsizing, I think it's something that we're going to have to oppose, we're going to have to fight it, and we will overcome it.
Cut the consultants.
My name is Francisco Velasco, and basically we just pay so much, and every semester it just seems to be going up. And even the summer, like, it was ridiculously how much we had to pay, and I pay like money out of my own pocket. FAFSA wouldn't even cover the whole thing, and it's just really hard to get my education.
So how much are you paying?
Over $3,200
A semester?
a semester. Yeah.
At San Francisco
State.
State University.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? In a public university having to pay so much money? I mean, a lot of, if you don't have the money, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I wanted, my first shot was a university, but since that was too much, I lowered it down to state, thought that would be more efficient, but it's still a lot of money. Like, I could be using that money because I support myself, so I need that money to, pay rent and live.
So in this wealthy state, with all the billionaires in San Francisco, one of the richest states in the country, why shouldn't the money go to that? Go to public
I don't know.
education?
That's a good question. It would be awesome to find out where the money's actually going, instead of to me, or to my fellow students.
And what do you think about the upcoming teacher issue that's going on?
I really support the teachers. It seems like they're really trying really hard to support us students and help us, because public education should be free.
We want it now. What do we want? A fair contract. When do we want it?
Now.
No cuts.
No cuts.
No. Just keep saying.
No cuts.
No cuts. No cuts. No cuts. No cuts. When do we want it? Now. No cuts. No cuts.
So let me tell you folks, what has happened in the past. And we had, from the very beginning, we wanted to have open negotiations where every person who is a faculty member, who is a bargaining unit member, is able to come to those negotiations. There are some states, I'm going to get a little technical here about the law, there are some states that anybody at all could come to open negotiations. A lot of states. That's not the law in California. The law in California would limit open negotiations to people who are in the bargaining unit members. Okay, that's true. But the information that's in there, we can always report out. That information is not like secret.
Okay.
When we demanded open negotiations, the district refused. Okay? And it's their right under the collective bargaining law to refuse open negotiations. Okay? So we had to get negotiations going. We are in there having negotiations with them. So the district will not talk to us today. You should know that. They will not talk to us today if other people come inside because they have said that they're not going to have open negotiations. Okay? So we didn't want that. We wanted everybody to be there, and we wanted to have lots of people come and be involved so that everybody could hear the crap that's going on at the table, that they're not giving us the information and making these ridiculous proposals.
Hey, this is our college, and we are gonna be here, and we're not moving.
Okay,
anywhere.
so, and you know what? If folks want to be out here, like I said, you want to be out here and do that. But you should know that if you do come inside, we're not going to have any discussion today then, because the district will not have that with us. So you should really need to understand that. Okay? It will not happen, and we would, and the negotiating team, and I want you to understand, we really want your support, appreciate the support, but we today have some things we want to tell them. We have things we want to tell them about the contract that we don't like what they're putting on the table. So those are the things we want to tell them today.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, I don't know what that means. We're gonna. You're in negotiation. You have to tell them. So that's what we're here to do today, and we've been doing a lot of things. But that's what's happening.
They have to know that from now on, this is going to happen every single round of negotiations, because this is our college.
This is what happens every
This
week
is
in
what happens.
negotiations.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
this-
That'd be great.
As long as we don't come inside.
Well, I'm just letting you know. I'm just telling you right now that if people come inside, there will be no negotiations.
No,
Because the
nobody's
district,
coming inside.
excuse me,
Nobody's coming
because the
inside.
district has made that the rule, because they have the right to under the collective bargaining law. Just want to let you know.
We're not,
No, we are here.
Okay, I just want to let you know.
No,
'cause-
thank you very
'cause
much.
Steve opened the door and came in, some other people came in.
really?
And
Yeah.
so I just want to let you know. That's fine. Just want to let you know what the rules
That
are.
wasn't our
Tim, that's not being publicized that this is happening, because the union didn't send out a blast
Okay,
about
so
this.
we could, and I could talk to you, Rick, about that, but I would also, I understand. Would you like me to? Excuse me.
Just stay here.
Would you like me to address the question or not, Rick? I'm just
I'd
curious.
like it to be-
Okay, the reason is this, like, you should understand, I think it's great that you're out here. I want you to be out here. We've organized, our local has organized informational pickets, including, there was a great one with hundreds of people at downtown today. There were hundreds of people yesterday. There was, you were at the ones in the Mission, there were two separate ones, probably 75, 80 people were involved in that. We want to have informational pickets, we want to do this. I did not even know about this. I was informed of it yesterday, later in the afternoon, that this was even occurring. It would be great if we could sit down. I would love to, Holly and some other folks, we could get together and talk about how this could happen every week. That'd be great.
I've
And I
tried
wa-
to talk to your organizers many times, so.
Yeah,
They're not communicating with you then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's a
tried to talk to them?
we have to organize.
we want to have it all worked out
wait, wait.
together.
We don't argue though, we're on the same side.
We're on the same
We're on
side.
the same side.
We need to make sure we're all on the same page.
I don't want.
I gotta go.
I don't want to go to strike when we haven't done and maximize our efforts to let them know that we know what's going in there. That's I wanna exhaust every means of letting know that
I
we're here.
understand.
To show our
So,
support for the team.
Absolutely. So
That's
we
why I'm
want to
here.
work on the same page.
Because I want
There
to
we go.
exhaust everything before.
Okay, I'm gonna go in now.
Thank you very much.
Gonna get started on
Joy,
negotiations.
we are
Okay,
here
and
to
we'll
support
talk.
you.
Okay?
We are here to support you.
Don't kill the
We are
college.
here to support. No cuts. Build the college. No cuts. Build the college.
I've got a suggestion for another chant, folks. A fair contract, not more administrative absurdity.
West or southeast. Well, we have the campus in the Evans area, and PUC is getting a community center project at 3rd and Evans, and apparently the San Francisco State, the college, our college, and maybe the school district are going to come together to maybe build a facility near their facility to really build up opportunities for the education in the community. So,
And what about the professors, the teachers here?
oh, that will be an expansion instead of the cuts that they're.
So why aren't
well,
they
it's-
saying that to the teachers? They're talking about laying them off.
My understanding of the mentality of what's going on, it's very incompetent and not thinking about they're focused on accreditation one hand, but how about the well-being of the whole school, equity for students? It doesn't make any sense.
So who's running this thing?
It seems to be running by itself because the new leaders come in and they just parrot what the people before them said as if they have no responsibility for it. And their proposals are illogical, and they don't. They're still paying Art Tyler his $200,000 to $250,000.
Who's Art Tyler?
Art Tyler, he was a chancellor. He was demoted, but he got to keep his salary.
$250,000.
He was the chancellor. He's just like Susan Lamb, and he didn't. I don't think he lost money. He was downsized. I haven't heard a word about him. I've seen him once on the campus.
So do you think you need a strike? When's the last time you had a strike?
I don't know about the strike history. I know we're not allowed to have a strike until we go through all the.
I mean, it seems like they have contempt for you.
They're treating us with contempt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. If you don't have a strike,
But the
if you
state
don't
chancellor is-
strike, you don't.
But the
they
state
don't
chan-
really care about you.
The state chancellor has also treated us with contempt.
Yeah, but what do you do
So-
about it to stop it?
You protest and raise the issues and tell them that.
They strike?
Oh, that's it.
I mean, if they treat you with contempt and they say they're going to cut you and they have bad faith negotiations, what do you do?
Oh, that's the tool of last resource.
But when was the last time you used that tool?
It hasn't been recent. No, there was a classified strike. That's the only one I know about.
When was the last time there was a contract that you had?
It was two years ago.
So you don't even have a contract?
We're continue operating under the old bad contract.
It sounds like you have to go on strike. That's what the union should be saying, getting ready for a strike.
But what happens if you put out a strike and nobody comes?
Well, I think that they have to tell the truth to the teachers. They're going to butcher the college and shut it down, or they're going to privatize it.
That's what we've been saying. That's why we had a couple hundred. That's why we had a couple hundred people at a demonstration yesterday.
Been talking privatization, selling off the campuses. They're selling off the campuses.
I've been hearing about it. I don't know why you say that.
I don't see any in the literature.
It seems like every time there's an interview, it's a new spokesperson.
So they have a lot of money for consultants.
Oh yeah, and they all $250,000 each plus expenses. Yeah. Oh yeah. This guy, the last guy I knew of, has a place in Tahoe, has a city college car and a housing allowance, but he lives in Tahoe. He's hardly ever here. They had a big meeting at City Hall, and they're like, "Where is he?" He's in Tahoe. So, before you talk to me about cutting my measly stuff, I mean, it's crazy.
What's your name?
Jim Gormley.
You remember the union?
I am. I'm in transitional studies.
And how have students been affected by these cutbacks?
Well, I got a feeling right now that they don't know about the 26% proposal for cuts. This is a new information to me. That again, it seems these negotiations have gone from just salary stuff. Now they come in next time with like this even bigger punitive
war
thing.
Against you? It sounds like they're
Absolutely, yeah. No, I think it's the beat down thing. It's like you get so starved that you'll take anything. I mean, I'm part-time. I'm gone. I'm going to be gone. I'm always gone when there's a cut. So it's just the beatdown factor. It's like you forget about how many years you've gone without, and you're happy. Oh yeah, please don't cut me. Don't please give me my, we got some kind of weird like 0.001%. Remember it showed up on the paychecks a few months ago. It was like, what was that?
So they have pretty much contempt for you, don't they?
Well,
it seems like they have contempt for the teachers here.
Well,
they don't respect you.
I don't know. It's the old question: is it thought out? Is it a conscious thing or a just the way it is? I don't know.
Well, that's the way they want it to be.
Right.
That's the way they're doing
it.
They have money for consultants.
Just
They know what they're doing. They're doing pretty well.
Exactly.
Friendly you can.
And so I tried to ask the chancellor today. It's like, where's the Prop A money that the city voted in? And will never again because the money instantly disappeared.
And what did you say?
It's part. It didn't really say.
How much money was that?
Oh, several million. It was I mean, city approved it by like 75% citizens, and it's like it's gone. And it was
They forwarded it in different parts of the budget. A lot of it went to
25%
technology. And maintenance, and we're talking upwards of a huge amount of increase. So I think in the case of technology, it's been a while since I looked at their figures, but so they're increasing the technology budget by 100%, something ridiculous like that. Which we need technology. I'm a young student, relatively speaking. When I first came here, I'm like, we need computers and video projectors and so on and so forth. But that amount is ridiculous. And a lot going to the reserves too.
And read the
it's a way for them
to
stuff the money there and keep it away from us.
Right. Read the language in Prop A, because I had this conversation with some past consultants like, no, this wasn't for teacher salaries, this wasn't for classroom use. And I'm quoting the language that people voted on, and it was for instruction.
So they lied?
Absolutely.
So they're liars?
Absolutely.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm trying. I'm only one person.
Okay.
But I'm speaking the truth.
Give them the benefit of the doubt.
I think it's that. It's partly this history of the school, or at least the last 10, if not longer, 20 years, and this is what I've been told. I've only been here 10 years myself. The administrations that were in the past friendlier to us, shared similar values. But so people got used to that, not having to fight hard for the nice things that we do have in the contractor. Relatively speaking, we did get paid well, and part-timers did have got paid better, and equity was stronger here with part-timers versus other community colleges. So they got used to playing too nice, and so when this new administration came in, throwing down the gauntlet and shoving us around, people weren't ready for that. But it's been 3 years now under this crisis, ACCJC crisis, and it's time to fight harder. The the union is posturing better and being more critical and having pickets. I argued for a long time that I argued years ago we should be having regular pickets of some kind just to raise awareness in the community.
There's a whole attack on community colleges, public education, the CFT. Why hasn't there been any statewide mobilization of all the community colleges?
It's a great question.
I want solidarity with other community colleges because it's a full-on attack. Are you familiar with the so-called Student Success Task Force? This is all being implemented through the state. They're putting it through little parts at a time so no one notices. It's all about making this a feeder school for UC. It's getting rid of all the community classes, which again is a vital part of the mission of why community colleges were established. They want to get rid of those. 2 years in and out, declare a major, no community college classes, and feeder school for UC.
But UC doesn't want all
the
students.
CFT doing about it? I mean, the California Faculty Federation.
I don't know. I tell you what I'm doing about it. I'm writing letters, trying to speak up.
Have you asked them what they're doing about it?
About
the lack of a statewide response.
Again, I write to my people in Sacramento. I go and testify. I get nothing. It's completely frustrating.
Conventions, and and I don't want to make it too hard, but they'll do good things and recognize us, the local, for the fight that we've led against the ACCJC, which is all good and dandy. But you're right, there aren't enough discussions or forums to even have discussions about what we should be doing statewide.
I've asked for rolling strikes. We could do a day, they could do a day. If you look at all the people, either students at City College here, students, faculty, staff, it's a huge population in San Francisco, and we need to get their attention. It will only take a day or two, but I don't know. I feel like I'm crying in the wilderness.
Uniting with the state college
yeah. Because it's well known, and I agree that this is a test case. We're the largest campus of community colleges in the state. If they bust us, the rest is gravy. This is the most diversified, largest population. So it's the test case. The accreditation people never ever expected the resistance they got from us, because nobody had ever done it. So just roll on. It's like, whoa, So, the others know that's coming, the other community colleges. But again, it's like, well, everybody's clinging to their little scarcity thing,
But the union statewide has power and can mobilize people.
I agree. I think the leadership's completely out of touch. I mean, it constantly does things like endorsing Hillary Clinton recently without asking any of the members. And like, well, the executive committee decided this. It's like, huh? And don't tell me you can't get in touch with me. You send me emails every day about what you're doing. So the mechanism's there for getting in touch. And like, I don't support her. Nobody that I know in San Francisco supports her. What happened to supporting Bernie Sanders? But it's like, well, we decided this. And it's like, well, this is inappropriate. I wrote to the president. He was like, I get this kind of like, well,
the state president complained, but that's just one voice.
He said he didn't vote for her.
Josh?
Yeah. He didn't vote. And I said, hallelujah, thank you. But what, reverse it. Now you're hearing from...
Said that?
Yeah, well, no, he said it to me in a letter.
Because he made other Massachusetts publicly opposed it.
But I'm like, well, reverse your decision,
Well, she's tied to the Walton family and the privatizers, the Broad Foundation, isn't she?
It's the schmooze fest. It's the schmooze fest. I mean, a lot of people feel, what is Randy's...
Weingart?
She wants to be Secretary of Education. Let's call it like it is.
So that's above defending teachers.
Absolutely. It's the power thing. It's the schmooze fest,